MSD podcast, top of head to shoulders, priority protective capabilities. The old saying in regard to the head or brain box being the top 10 inches or approximately 20 centimetres is an average estimation of the length between the top of the head and the chin. For our MIL, CQC and MSD, it is from the top of the forehead to the sternal notch. That includes our brain and some of our most delicate human senses that must be hardcover guard protected as much as humanly possible as part of combat unarmed offensive assault employments and counter-unarmed counter-offensive assault counter-engagement employments. The hardcover guard protected frontal region is from the forehead mid-frontal bone to the sternal notch. The rear flank hardcover guarded protected region is from the back of the skull crown down to the 7th cervical vertebrae. The means and methods of protecting your head, throat and neck include evasive movements as well as hard cover guarding protection and guarding deflection capabilities. While there are similar requirements in combat sports, especially in full contact combat sports, the differences with military, CQB, CQC and MSD are that the means of protective capabilities are to protect against lethal actions on, not only including unarmed threats, but also weapons threats and kill or die military battlefield actions on. This changes the requirements by considerable, especially for threats that are targeting life support systems and delicate human senses like the eyes. There are basically three unarmed methods of protecting the head and neck, them being evasive, and stationary hard cover guarding and deflection. Our European military CQC skills work primarily for static counter-engagement on hard cover guarding and deflection, not blocking. As to block, offers extremities that could be contacted by weapons and also leaves specific quadrants unguarded while an arm or arms are extended in blocking actions. Important things to remember about hard cover guarding and deflection is that you do not have to intercept incoming strikes, but do have to hard cover guard from the top of your head downwards by means of hard cover guarding. Combining hard cover guarding with CQC squat crouching, and you have body line protection from the top of your head down to your waistline. Your open hands will be secured on the highest part of your skull on each side above your ears, and your forearms and upper arms will act as shock absorbers for roundhouse strikes. Straight line and directly upward striking skills like jabs, crosses and uppercuts respectively coming between your hard cover guard will be deflected with the directly opposite inner arm. Tight bodyline hard cover guarding combined with squat crouching reduces body mass and increases ground stability. It also negates having to extend an arm or arms to intercept striking, which demands accurate decision making and timing. It also exposes the extended arms to wounding under non-ballistic weapons assaults, and under unarmed close quarters actions on exposes the extended arms to being seized and secured as part of an unarmed assault. Blocking actions open the cover guard and can expose bodily vitals. Hard, tight cover guarding protects the body line and covers the frontal face and head and torso. The hard cover guard outer, upper arms and forearms in the squat crouch cover the sides of the torso and protect the side flanks internal organs by providing the arms, muscle, tissue and bones layers of protection. Timing wise, by transitioning from a front or side stance open guard to a hard cover guard is a minimal adjustment back towards the combatant, which is a natural protective directional motion. This combined with hard cover guarding sighting between the forearms makes straight line or uppercut strikes a simple minimal deflection movement. It is important that the rectangular bodyline hard cover guard with the internal CQC sighting is maintained under assault and the elbows are not extended outwards towards incoming strikes, as this opens the cover guard and exposes soft, sensitive upper quadrant targets. The hard cover guard includes added protection between your inside shoulder and pecs on either side of your chin and jaw, with your head bent slightly downward and your chin compressed against your chest, looking up through your eyebrows. Your inner forearms, head, face, and throat is reduced in target mass and is enclosed within your hard cover guard. The space between your inner arms is referred to as your CQC sights or CQC sighting. Strikes that come within your CQC sighting are deflected, and strikes that come around the outside of your cover guard are covered and absorbed by your upper arms and forearms, acting as shock absorbers. Everything is about economy of action, economy of movement, hard cover guarding, close, tight body line protection for your major vitals. Lower quadrant threats, such as kicks or knees, are combated by means of stamp kicks. CQC hard cover guarding is referred to also as putting your CQC helmet on. It provides a simple means of static hard cover protection and deflection by not having to determine the line and type of strike and not having to extend and intercept it, leaving a gap or hole in your protective capabilities. The enemy's strike has to penetrate your hard cover guard either around the outside or through the center. All our CQC actions and counteractions share commonality and all incorporate our brain to boot mental toughness strategies. CQC toughness training includes combat milling and coming back from the dead that tests and trues up the individual combatants' hard cover guard and deflection capabilities combined with their combat, offensive actions, and counter-engagement actions. Importantly, hard cover guarding and deflection has complete commonality with MIL CQC and MIL self-defense, striking, and stamp kicking actions. Hard cover guarding is maintained until between close and body contact range closing on the enemy is achieved, and then armed or unarmed combat or counter-engagement skills can be effectively employed. It is important while one hand is striking, the other hand is always hard cover guarding. Static hard cover guarding, unarmed counter-engagement skills include distraction, deception, and dirty tricks brigade setup means that interfere with enemy visual and mental focus, like the deadly shift striking combination and the simultaneous shin jab upper quadrant and knee lower quadrant combination. Stationary hard cover guarding and deflection can seamlessly, by fluid action, be combined with stationary evasion, pivoting and sliding boot skills that provide a stationary or static means of moving your upper quadrants off the direct contact line. The combination of static and stationary evasive skills employments is to make the enemy just miss their target and put the combatant right in the power generation range by means of their striking and stamp kicking skills that have complete commonality with the foundation, hard cover guarding, and pivoting and sliding boots actions. Stationary actions, including stationary, evasive, and sliding boots closing on the enemy actions, like the slip and switch, have been around since ancient European military close combat times and have been used in the bare knuckle fighting of days gone by. It is most important that the stationary protective capabilities for the upper quadrants, and for that matter also the lower quadrants, have complete commonality with the setup, initiation, and employment of unarmed offensive assault combat actions and unarmed counter-offensive assault counter-actions. The stationary evasive counter-actions by the pivoting, marginally moving upper quadrants off the contact line provide sound opportunity for timing, colliding forces, strikes and stamp kick actions, increasing the level of contact and enhancing the chances of threat neutralization. Evasive counter-engagement actions completely clear the kill zone, making the enemy combatant miss their target and have to re-identify where the combatant is and orientate to the combatant, providing the combatant with time and opportunity to counter-engage. Evasive counter-engagement provides diagonally forward, diagonally rearward, and lateral lines of evasion. Evasion always incorporates evade, assess, adjust, and counter-engage strategies. Hard cover guarding must be maintained throughout any transition, frontal as well as front and side transitions, to maintain maximum upper quadrant's protective and deflection capabilities. In the hard cover guard position, with the chin down on the chest and the ovoid shape of the head, maximum hard cover protection is achieved. The pectoral muscles protect the chin and jawline, and with the head being bent slightly forward and the chin locked on the chest, enemy strikes have to get around or between the hard cover guard, with the hard cranial bone of the top of the forehead providing added protection. For specific high-risk threat situations, the palms of both hands can be placed above and below each other, covering the cervical vertebrae, nape of the neck. The combined hard cover guard and CQC squat crouching often makes upper quadrant strikes completely miss and puts the combatant in the ready and set to go CQC skills primary execution status. The brain to boot, mental toughness enhancement, tactics and skills are most important, especially synchronizing all actions with CQC respiration, no matter how minor or major the action may be. This, with hard cover guarding, combined with squat crouching, ensures the combatant is ready and prepared for possible contact. Under hard cover guard squat crouching, often the contact is with the top of the forehead and can cause enemy hand injuries as it connects and deflects off the ovoid shape of the top of the forehead. Combining CQC respiration, exhaling with the contact impact reduces the risk of incapacitation and injury. Under armed non-ballistic weapons CQC, if the kill zone cannot be cleared by using hard cover guarding, you are exposing a body line of muscle and tissue over tendons and arteries. Under such threats, with the addition of pivoting and sliding boots, you are minimizing the potential for weapon contact. Pivoting and sliding boots, CQC footwork, combined with squat crouching and hard cover guarding, sets up stamp kicks and oblique kicks, as well as palm heel and hand edge strikes. From the hard cover guard positioning, hard thumbs and hard fingers, close to point body contact range, striking skills share commonality, along with hard toe of boot spiking of the enemy's shin and ankle. Keeping one's eyes, thyroid cartilage, sternal notch inside the protection of the hard cover guard reduces the risk of life-threatening contact to the highest level possible in relation to the individual combatant's state of readiness and CQC capabilities. Under rear flank, upper quadrant, nape of the neck threats, by employing double palm heel cover guard protection of the cervical spine and pivoting, sliding boots, counter-engagement reduces the risk of life-threatening injuries. In the hard cover guard position, combined with a squat crouch, with the upper and lower arms protecting the side body lines of the torso, reduces the need to have to utilize more than one means of not only reducing risk by hard cover guarding, but also establishing a position of a ready, set to go status that is cohesive and has commonality with your CQC skills. This reduces risk and maximizes the chances of safe and effective threat neutralization. Under our exponents' CQC battle inoculation against the effects of contact, including blunt force trauma, exponents achieve increased confidence and capabilities by means of evasive, stationary evasive, or static hard cover guarding and deflection means and methods of threat neutralization achievement. At point blank body contact range, CQC hard cover guarding instruction includes providing access to enemy soft targets by means of opening their protective guarding capabilities or utilizing hard cover guarding manipulation to turn them away and expose their side and rear flanks. Under such strategies, the degree of physicality and momentum is minimal by means of point blank body contact range, contact with the enemy's soft and sensitive targets. Like with all aspects of MIL, CQB, CQC, and MSD, full contingency options and strategies are combined with the protection by means of hard cover guarding, deflection, protection of the upper quadrants, and specifically from the sternal notch to the top of the head. biting, butting, gouging actions, counter actions, including forced release of grabs, holds, or someone sinking their molars into you, are all inclusive, along with wide-ranging other threats, prevention, or counteractions. If contacted, reducing impact contact to the lowest level possible by hard cover guarding, deflection, squat crouching, pivoting and sliding boots, and setting a platform that fits with MIL, CQC, and MSD skills employments, threat neutralization with minimum hesitation is what matters most under close quarters assault. Less is more, and less is truly more when under violent assault. Having one principle-based means of preventing, combating, or countering an assaulter that provides hard cover, bodyline protection, and complete commonality with threat neutralization counter-engagement could well be the difference between winning and losing, life or death on the battlefield in a close quarter combat actions on.